Nerd City is here. Okay, who's Nerd City? I gotta look all these people up.
Once Matt had uploaded the video, almost everything he did afterwards was a serious mistake. Problem number one, awareness is not a perfect solution to every problem that you come across. Sometimes it's exactly what you need. Other times, like in the case of a crime, one that's ongoing, one where a child is at risk, awareness can actually impede an investigation or cause the people who you're making aware of it to be incriminated themselves. You're kind of spreading the crime out by pouring eyeballs onto it.
When pedophiles are all, if you look at those videos, if you guys go into that wormhole yourself, a lot of the videos that appear at the top are...
It was one of those situations where the people gathering around became like outrage junkies. They were checking in on the story every day, and they needed their fix of like how mad it made them and how mad it made Matt.
Are you serious, YouTube? Really? You're gonna let that shit go on unnoticed? Are you kidding me?
It became like this twisted version of what happens on Twitch, where the viewers compete to get the biggest reaction from the streamer by giving them a huge tip. Someone gives $150 and the streamer has to react in a big way, and then someone with deeper pockets gives $1,000 and she has to top the reaction from before, like she has to cry or like... The same sort of thing was happening with Matt, except it was about like, how mad and disgusted can Matt be?
It's disturbing.
He would all of a sudden go, oh, hang on guys, someone's DMing me something. Let me open it up. Let me see what this is. And he would open the DM and he would go, oh man, that's messed up. Oh, that's messed up. And now keep in mind what he was opening.
Okay, watch what you click. I feel you, bro. I feel you. Oh, no.
It was content that he was not qualified to be viewing. He was encouraging people to send him more. Matt became the sheriff and his audience were all deputized to go find more of this content and aggregate it.
You can check out r/YouTubeWakeUp where guys are documenting where this is happening.
It's a creepy thing to say, but Matt should have assumed that some of his audience might not have been trying to help. Some of them might have been collectors of that type of content or would become collectors of it once he exposed them to it. I recorded some of these live streams and you could tell from the comments in the live chat that people were looking at this content. There were people asking, where do I find more content like this? You know, in so many words. One person said, do you think any other wormholes exist? Some of the comments that people were leaving started to sound like Mac on Always Sunny.
My God, that's disgusting. Naked pics online? Where did he post those?
What was the name of the website?
I mean, there's so many of them though. Which one?
What's the domain where these photos of you are hosted? You can destroy the evidence by sending attention towards it. The people who uploaded the videos could delete them. The YouTube users who were leaving the abusive comments could delete those.
If you have social media yourself, my friend, like, please just, you know, hashtag YouTube wake up and just expose this stuff, talk about it. You know, you'd be my friend if you did that. Thank you very much.
The community was on his side for the first few days. People were sharing the video, we were stopping by his chat and saying like, you know, how can we help? Thank you for what you did.
Nerd City is here. Okay, who's Nerd City? I gotta look all these people up. I feel like I'm in a nightclub in like LA and they're like, dude, you know, this person is here. And I'm like from Sri Lanka and I know nobody.
And it was what he did next that turned everybody against him. Once he'd gotten all that attention, once it hit the front page of Reddit, once journalists started writing about it, YouTube was in DEFCON 5 trying to fix the problem. There was every indication that this had their attention. They had replied on Twitter. They were responding to individual YouTubers who had sent it to their connections. Like Keemstar went to Matt's chat to say, hey, look, I sent it to my guy at YouTube. I sent your video. I sent the links that you found. They're looking at this. They're working on this. I reached out to my sources in YouTube, told them the same thing.
YouTube replied, we did it.
It was all hands on deck at YouTube trying to fix this problem. And you could tell that they were going to try and fix it quickly. This was an existential threat to YouTube.
Oh! What is YouTube going to do about it? they can do something about it. And they are doing something about it. And Purina is doing something about it. And all the advertisers are doing something about it.
It became clear that Matt wanted to cause maximum damage to YouTube. He wanted a complete boycott from advertisers.
There is a link to every single advertiser that appears and their contact information that I was able to pull up. So you can find all this information. Guys, please contact them.
He started asking his viewers to contact the companies that advertise on YouTube and demand that they respond to his video. The questions were worded in a way where brands were guaranteed to freak out, and they started to freak out. So like the gun was pointed at YouTube's head, and Matt was not satisfied with that. He was pulling the trigger.
That hits them where it hurts. Yes.
The companies were asked an incredibly loaded question where the only answer was, we're pulling our advertising. The responses that people started to get included things like, we are incredibly concerned about this and we are reevaluating all of our ad buys. We are pulling out from YouTube effective immediately. This is not okay. This is not in line with our corporation's ideals, blah, 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 blah. The advertisers started pulling out one by one. As the advertisers left, the viewer who got that response would bring it back to Matt like a big trophy, and he would react to that live on stream. He would go like, yes!
I could kiss you, man. Yes!
There are these famous videos where Matt was fist pumping and going like, yes! Every time an advertiser would pull out. And those included like Disney and Purina, like major brands that were spending a lot of money on YouTube. And then he would kind of try and walk it back and go, now I know, guys, this is going to cause YouTubers to be hurt, but that's just a necessary evil. I'm sorry. When YouTubers would object to this, he would say, I'm sorry, guys, this is a bigger problem than AdSense, you know, with MUH, like mocking that you would care about whether you get your paycheck next week.
Basically, Leon, here's what you're saying, and this is what every YouTuber is saying. What you're saying is, oh no, this is like an issue, dude, but my monetization, dude. I guess I'm sorry. I don't want your monetization to go away, Leon. Okay? I don't. I like YouTube. I like content creators. But if that's a necessary evil...
One thing he said was, Uber is hiring, guys. You can go work at KFC. An incredibly condescending thing to say to people who were trying to help.
Get a car, drive an Uber, you'll be fine.
And even at that point, as he started to lose the crowd, there were still... people like myself and Leon Lush and Keemstar were reaching out to him and saying, hey man, we're on the same page here. What you found is a problem and YouTube needs to address it, but pump the brakes on the contacting advertisers. That is not going to solve the problem. That's just going to injure YouTube, like potentially fatally. Matt just kept dismissing anything that YouTubers were saying to him about like, don't contact advertisers, like don't do this yet. That's the nuclear option. We were with you until the step of you calling the advertisers. Like, that's the only thing that we're telling you not to do. Matt just kept saying like, well, brands agree with me.
Yeah, no, dude. You know, people disagree with you and brand managers disagree with you. So, I'm sorry, dude.
I said to him something like, you're insulting the people who were on your side. You know, you're telling us to go. You're telling people to go work for Uber and to work at KFC. Like, we were on your side. Why are you? You know, no one's gonna like hearing that. But you know, talk with us a bit about what we do next, because what you're doing essentially, you could destroy YouTube. His stubbornness started to become the problem. Like, he pretended he was listening, and he would act like, all right, man, I want to talk, yeah.
I'd love to talk to Keemstar.
And he would put someone on live to talk on Discord. And then once they would say something he didn't like, he just, you know, put his hands over his ears and said, sorry, no, what I'm doing is right. And you're just greedy. And YouTube is going to have to suffer for this.
Not because I want to see YouTube suffer. I mean, I kind of do in a way. I want them to do something about this. I know it's a challenging issue. YouTube, I think, isn't going to do anything about this until it hits them monetarily. YouTube can and will do something about this when they have to.
Problem number 3 is that Matt was telling his audience that the report button does nothing. That if you report a video, YouTube doesn't do anything about it. And he was saying, I've reported these videos and they're still here.
As I said, I reported to YouTube many times what I was finding.
The report button does a lot more than he was leading people to believe. YouTube has acronyms for the type of content that Matt was shining a light on. Those are CSAM and CSI. Now, I'll leave the acronyms here so you can read it. If I say it out loud.
Demonetized!
When you click the 3 little dots underneath the video and then hit report and choose child abuse, that report goes into a priority queue where a human reviewer is going to look at it. Now, normally when you report a video, it might be looked at by a bot, it might be looked at by a person, but if you report a video for child abuse, it definitely gets looked at by a human. If a human reviewer then looks at that content and determines that it is violative, the video is then digitally fingerprinted so that if anyone tries to upload it again, it gets immediately blocked. It's used to scan the rest of the platform and look for any other instances of that video, and then all of those get addressed too. Then the content gets submitted to a special database that's shared between the larger tech platforms and law enforcement. The same thing that happens on YouTube then happens on those platforms. Maybe most importantly, the content gets sent to the Center for Missing and Exploited Children. So it could become crucial evidence in finding a missing child or prosecuting abuse. And finally, of course, it gets deleted. And you can use the report feature to report comments and videos. So the comments that Matt was finding that were exploitive, those could be reported too. Point is, it's not useless to use the report feature, and Matt was telling everybody that it's hopeless.
The accounts that I reported were staying up.
If you don't report the videos, all of those things might not happen.
I have emailed several news outlets, BuzzFeed and stuff like that.
Matt also basically created a PR package for the press, and a number of those reporters were reaching out to YouTubers like myself for comment. I kept stressing to them, please tell your readers how this works. This is important. Like, Matt is spreading misinformation about the report button, and it is very important that you report videos. Please tell people how this works. I spent the week that Matt was contacting advertisers trying to tell his audience, guys, that report button actually does something.
I'm happy. Thank you so much, everybody. I just made the video. Thank you.
Matt rode this emotional high for a few days where every day, more and more news was coming out about this. There were more articles, there were more and more people coming to his live chats, and he was getting praised constantly. People were saying you're doing the Lord's work, and thank you so much, Matt, and Matt, we love you. And it all came to a screeching halt when Keemstar made a drama alert exposing videos that Matt had made that indicated that maybe Matt wasn't the best messenger for this problem. One of Keemstar's talents is he can read people, he can tell what somebody wants. Keem tweeted out a link to Matt's live stream and said, go tell this guy that he took a huge L and call him a pedo or something like that, because suddenly Matt's stream was not filled with praise anymore. People were just typing L in the chat over and over. Keemstar just basically used the oldest trick in the book. He raided him. Because Matt was new at live streaming, he didn't know how to handle a raid.
I'm distracted, dude.
The live chat was dragging Matt into the deep water, and he was drowning in the slowest, most painful way imaginable. He was locked in, staring at the chat, and just getting angrier and angrier, and saying the same thing over and over. He got stuck on saying things like, man, this sucks.
It sucks that it came to this, man. It sucks that it really sucks. That sucks. It sucks. It sucks. It sucks. It sucks. That sucks. That's social media. That sucks. I'm being brigaded by trolls. That fucking sucks. It just sucks. It just sucks that this is what YouTube is about. I don't know what to say. Look at these people. Wow. You suck. You suck.
And then he was saying these really telling things guys, I was so happy. I was so excited. It really sucks that now look at this. Look at all these people ruining how happy I felt.
Yeah, man. And it's just tacos. I got so happy. I got excited when I made this video. I got excited when I made the video because I got really excited about it. Just sucks because I am happy with what I've done thus far.
He started calling people losers.
I'm seeing all these losers on here, small-time YouTubers.
He started comparing YouTubers to Digimon.
You people live in the Digimon world. It's not even real. This online platform isn't real. You log into this cyberspace, right? And then you see these people, but they're not real. It's almost when I was a kid, there was a show called Digimon.
He got baited into playing his old comedy clips and then trying to explain them, and the explanations were not working. One of the things was there was presumably an underage girl in one of the videos that he'd catcalled out the window at, and he was trying to say, like, this is clearly an adult, guys. Like, look how big she is next to these bushes. And, you know, it was a girl with a backpack on.
This woman right here. And they're saying that that's a kid. Look at the size of those shrubs, dumbasses. Like,
it did not look like an adult woman, and he just was kind of like trying to convince you that your eyes were wrong and that was not a child.
yeah, my guy, that's a child. Yeah, that's a child, huh? Are you fucking kidding me? You people are absolutely fucking pathetic. When people have no argument, or they say sociopaths have no argument, what do? They attack the person.
Keemstar was using an ad hominem on him, and then Matt responded with like the reverse Uno ad hominem at Keemstar. And in the process of that, Matt demonstrated that like he really didn't know YouTube that well, and he didn't know who any of these people were, because he tried to expose Keemstar with the clips from like the iDubbbz Content Cop, and he played the Alex clip, and he just kept saying like, look at this guy, look at the guy, look at this guy, look what he said. And you know, everyone's seen that clip already, and you know, the community is like, for better or worse, moved past that point, and he just kept, you know, hitting us with old news, and like people started to think that was really silly.
Keemstar, what's this video about? I'm just curious. What's that about? I'm confused. What is that, fake news? What's this video about, Keemstar? Curious. You need to watch this video. Like, this dude is freaky. Everyone knows this about the guy? Apparently. I literally had no idea who he was. I didn't know who this guy is.
It's unfortunate that all of this happened, because that was an ad hominem attack. Like, Matt did have a good point, and he did bring to light something that needed attention, and it ended with him being publicly dragged through the mud. The stream where Keemstar raided him was the last stream that he did, and you could see this horrible, like, he'd run out of dopamine. He'd been on a dopamine high all week long, and all of a sudden he wasn't getting praise anymore, and you could see him just crashing, and like his mood was, he started trying to talk himself back into a good mood, saying like, I accomplished way more than I ever thought I could, and talking up his accomplishments from the week. It started to sound like the meme of Obama pinning the medal on himself.
I've done more than I thought I would be able to do. People listened. Philip DeFranco listened. News outlets listened. Advertisers listened. So I'm cool. But I'm cool with what I did. I'm Gucci with that. And I was really happy. Like, I was amped up. I'm like, you know what? Social media is great. Shit like this happens, and it's just like, wow. Like, look at these people. I mean, that's just sad.
It's unfortunate that he documented this emotional crash, because in the process of that, it became even more apparent that he was riding a high on the attention. And riding a high on the attention around child abuse, that's not something that people were okay with. So his chat started to turn against him. They were like, wow, you really did do this for attention, didn't you? He also used the leafy defense. He just kept saying like, Keemstar's a 40-year-old man. Everything that he started to say in the late stages of this just proved that like he really didn't know the YouTube community that well. All the times that he said, I love YouTube so much, you know, it started to call into question, like, do you really? Like, what are you actually watching on YouTube? Because you don't seem to know who anybody is.
I call it YouTuberitis. And it's where people become, they're like, hey guys, what's up? This is my new video. How you doing? Oh, whoa. Things are so great today. And it's like, whoa, take a break. Right? I don't think it's a good thing to be a full-time YouTuber.
You can see on the stream, like, he essentially, like, rage quit, and no one ever heard from him again.
Honestly, I've done more than I thought I could. I'm out.